How'd the presentation go?
It went good, yeah,
Good,
it was
good.
$1,115, and he was really appreciative and said that they really used that stuff, you know, they really go through a lot,
Well, I've heard that they usually have a lot of families,
yeah.
for that, so that was good.
We walked around there a little bit, looked at their indoor tinsel trail with the different grade levels and
Oh, yeah.
and stuff that they had.
Yeah.
That was neat, yeah.
You see where they're putting trees out there now, and like in memory of,
Oh, I heard about that.
yeah,
That's nice.
that's cool.
That's, what they say about the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, and the second best time is now.
Yeah, yeah.
I figured I need to plant, I cut a bunch of them, I need to put some back, I feel like,
Go out,
need to plant some, huh?
go out to Tommy Carter's and go back in that field behind his house. And he planted 2 or 3 different varieties around that pond, and only one variety made it, and every one of them did. It's some kind of oak with a kind of narrow leaf on it.
Hmm.
But they put, I don't know, everyone, and there were like 3 in a clump like that. And those lived and the rest of them went away.
Wow.
So,
We had
That's
a
kind of neat.
maple.
that's kind of neat, because they received no care.
Yeah.
They were planted,
That's the kind I need, for
Yeah.
sure, okay.
Survival of the
Yeah.
fittest.
Yeah.
That's why a sugar maple will do that if you don't try to move it. If you let it grow where it wants to grow, you can't kill it, but if you move it where you want it, it will never make it. I never seen one live that was moved.
Well, there was a maple when we bought that lot up here, and it was beautiful. And then, after we built the house, like it started dying, like a limb at a time. And so I thought, well, of course it would, right? But I mean, it was the prettiest, healthiest looking tree. And then, I don't know if it was something maybe when they dug the foundation, they got the roots or what, but she did now. So. Used it for firewood.
I didn't make it fast, man, right?
Yep.
Oh my God. All right, it's time. We will go ahead and call the meeting to order. Now, bow your heads, we will have a word of prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day, Lord. Thank you for the many blessings of it, Lord. Thank you for those around this table tonight, Lord, who conduct the town's business. And Lord, thank you for those visitors tonight who are also here, Lord, with you and interested in the town of Elmont. Lord, as we come to the table tonight, let us always be mindful of you, do things that we please to you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank y'all very much. Reading of the minutes, last meeting.
The Elkmont Town Council met in regular session Monday, December 1st, 6:30 p.m. at the Elkmont Town Hall. Attending the meeting were Mayor Tracy Compton, council members Ronald Chris, Dustin Clark, and Jack Gilbert. Mayor Compton called the meeting to order and led in prayer. Following the Pledge of Allegiance to the American flag, minutes of the November 17th meeting were read by the clerk. A motion to approve the minutes as read with slight addition was made by Councilman Gilbert and seconded by Councilman Clark. Motion carried unanimously. A motion was made to suspend the rules of order by Councilman Christ and seconded by Councilman Gilbert. Motion carried unanimously. Lisa Davis was in attendance and inquired if the town would like to decorate a tree for the town along the Tinsel Trail. She said that most of the trees have been sold and the ones that were not would have lights installed on them. Mayor Compton indicated if someone could decorate it, it would be a great idea to have a tree decorated for the town. Ms. Davis says the tourism committee would meet tomorrow. Mr. Christensen was in attendance to let everyone know that Hilltop had a gift shop inside and it looks great. Corey and Jody Wilson were in attendance and indicated that they had made a decision to move forward with the Kleinert building after they had looked at it. A motion was made to come back in session by Councilman Christ and seconded by Councilman Clark. Motion carried unanimously. Councilman Christ indicated the gas lines have been marked behind Town Hall. Mayor Compton indicated that the events for December 6th would happen in the following order. The parade is scheduled to start at 3 p.m. Meet Santa will be at 4, and the Tinsel Trail will be lit at 5 p.m. Mayor Compton indicated 2 or 3 sheriff deputies would assist with the Elkmont Fire Department working traffic along the parade route. Mayor Compton said the Tourism Committee had decided the fees received for the parade would be given to the Elkmont Elementary School for their food pantry and clothes closet. Mayor Compton recommended that the town enter into a contractor relationship with Chris Christopher and as our local IT professional, rate to be determined and presented at a later date once Chris had been contacted. Mayor Compton reported that an overall security camera plan was in work with Johnny Morrell. Mayor Compton reported that Scott Wilson has a draft of the Seed House plans, but no meeting has been held to discuss. With no further business to discuss, a motion to adjourn was made by Councilman Christ and seconded by Councilman Clark. Motion carried unanimously. The meeting adjourned.
Any additions or corrections to this?
I move we accept them.
We have a second.
I'll second.
All in favor? Motion carries.
Motion to suspend.
We have a motion to suspend the rules by Ronald. Do we have a second? Second. All in favor? Motion carries. Mr. Flanagan, you did sign up first after all.
Oh, I talked to Dustin about this, so if it's a horrible idea, he was in on it too.
Yeah, I'll take it, I'll
I like the way this is starting, I'll tell you that.
Oh, but a couple of months ago, you were talking about fixing the top of the flagpole right there. And then over the last couple of weeks, and this may have already been thought of, but I think over the last couple of weeks, been talking about cameras going up around here. And I just thought, that flagpole that needs work anyway would be a perfect place for a 360 camera. Because of everything that it can see. I can see the back of the Kleiner building, it can see the gazebo, see the park, it can see this, it can see a lot of stuff. Just that one camera.
Yeah,
And those cameras are panable, like even after it's recorded. You know, like you can go in and say, okay, what was over there? What was over here? You know, there. Anyway, I just thought as much talk as has been happening about that flagpole and those cameras, that would seriously be a perfect place for one.
I'll make a note here. We hadn't heard anything back from Johnny yet, so that'll be, I'll ask him about that when we hear from him. So I guess it would have to be battery powered then?
Or maybe solar powered, with it?
Yeah,
I don't.
There's a lot of options, you know, I got 14 security cameras on my property, and some of them are solar powered.
Yeah.
All of my security lights are solar.
Okay.
But the thing about solar is if you got something going on after dark, and that camera runs non-stop, it might run it dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, if there's.
Well, you got lights at the base of that pole, don't we? Isn't there light shining up the pole?
In the ground, yeah.
Yeah, but you should be able to tap into that electrical right there and run the camera.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't think the power would be that much problem, and it would probably, no further than that is, it would probably run off of this Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I think probably would. Yeah, I guess because on that, the ropes are inside, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's not like that one over there where everything goes outside. Okay, all right, that's a good idea, I wrote that
But
down.
I don't know how you get into the bottom of it, I don't think it's hollow. I think it's not hollow till it gets up.
Oh, for the string.
It's solid and weighs up.
Not high, but that bottom part, if y'all remember, you parked a Volkswagen Bug in the hole they dug, put that thing in. You know, I don't know, it can be done, I don't know,
All right,
as
okay.
far as what was said.
Anything else? Jody and Corey, y'all are next. Y'all have any updates or ideas or?
We've gotten with Ronald and he's done,
Some good renderings.
yes. We told him what we'd like. I did a CAD .0005 for him and he turned that into something real and has done a great job. And I think that's exactly what we're looking for, so.
Okay, and so Ronald, is there, yeah, if you want, you can look at something, but also, I guess I'll defer a little bit to you, Ronald, on what things because I think the big deal, other than the great music you're interested in, is what the town would pay for,
Right,
you know, what we feel like we want the building to have.
exactly.
So this is all in the existing space?
Mhm. Is the, I'm assuming the one wall that separates that 8 foot tall part and 12 foot tall part is a block wall, is that true?
I would think so.
Yeah, it looks like it is, that's the way the building lays out, but I'm not been in it to look for that, I'm definitely been in it.
Yeah.
If you look at the front, you swap one page, you'll see a front elevation. And if you notice it's not centered. And that's so that the walk-through door gets under the header for the door that's on the right. Does that make sense? You know, there's a 16-foot garage door, two of them over
Yeah.
now. So you got support where that 16-foot is. So I
Yeah.
put the 10-foot door and the walk-through door under one 16-foot
Mhm.
opening. Then put a 10-foot opening on the other side, slid it toward the middle, then used what's left to create the hallway that got you to the office,
Yes,
storage room, and the bathroom.
yes.
Mhm.
Okay, so where do you, so the only, there's a back door into the kitchen shown, is that right?
Right,
And there's one door into the front,
right.
and this other, that I thought maybe that was the door it used to be, is a window, or was the door on the, is that right? Was it,
Where you,
right here where it says office,
that window is there now.
where did you walk in before?
There's a door right beside that window currently.
Oh, that's going
If you
away.
scroll more, you'll see pictures of it now. Go the other way.
Oh, yeah, okay, window and door, I got you. Okay. All right. So counter, I see a L-shaped counter and a counter against the wall.
Mhm.
So people could, who comes out of, is that reserved for the kitchen folks to come out and serve under the counter and then serve? Well, I guess I wonder what the other counter space is for.
Well, you could put bar stools, you know, people could sit up at that longer part, for seating.
Then it'll be open for like your cakes, cookies, and
Right, you can have a display cabinet at the end of it, so you can come out and in that one side. The other place you would go out and in is through that kitchen. But there would be a window
There's
along
no
that
way I can
long
make this
side
happen.
for the
Somebody
drive-through.
always
Yeah.
Oh, where that counter is,
Yes,
it's
sir.
at the wall, there'll be a
That
window
wall,
there.
there's a window right there for
Okay,
the drive-through.
I didn't
This
hear
is
you.
the front.
Yeah.
And you had mentioned still too, a flip top or
Then
something
this
on the
picture, just so
western
you
side?
can remember how it works.
Yeah, or roll up
Yes, sir.
Right,
or something. Ron, did
You don't
you,
have a drive-up window?
It does, it's this window, it's on the side right here, see it down there?
Yeah. Okay.
and on the back, is there a roll up that comes out and hits right there where that counter is, or just just window space?
I just drew a window, that can be whatever it is, but it's
Right.
on the north side of the building, not the west side of the building,
What's on the north side?
the drive-up
Oh,
window.
the drive up, yeah.
Yeah.
But what's on the west, where that
Just the
counter
only
is?
thing on the west is one walk-through door that goes in the kitchen.
Okay, no windows facing that way?
Mm-mm. There's none now, and there was none in,
Okay.
but if there's something that you wanna add, I mean, like, the only issue is that's right where the
You better see
drive-through
it.
is.
Yeah,
And it was like, and then we would already have seating on the front, so I just didn't see the,
utility of it.
advantage of having a walk up.
Yeah. No,
But
yeah.
if there
no, that's
is, then we can definitely,
It's just the canopy out
you
here.
know, facilitate that.
Yeah, there's a porch on the side of it right there, that's the front.
There ain't room to go through that and turn to the right and go back out instead of going around the building.
I think you can go to the left, but I don't believe you can go to the
Well,
right.
you
Yeah.
got that ditch right there too, or you can have.
That's the
stairs.
problem, yeah.
I'll say
Yeah.
you're gonna have to put a culvert or something down there.
Were we ever supposed to get that ditch filled in, or is it gonna
It was
stay?
meant to be open,
Okay.
because of the water situation,
Okay.
but, and then, of course, it has flooded with that one old giant rain.
So when I'm looking at this, which side of the building is this? Is
That
this
is
facing the
the
road?
faces the church, yeah, the road, yeah. There's a door right there now.
Yeah, yeah. I think it'll look good.
Alright, so Jody, for you, just one more time, you come out of the kitchen, and I'm walking this direction, there's a new counter on the left, I'm sorry, on the right, that's L-shaped. And then there's something that's also a counter that's just up against the wall, that's for display, that's.
No, that's gonna be up against the wall, that's gonna be a working, you know.
But it's working
countertop.
for the people that are working there, not
Correct,
for the,
making
not
the
for
stuff,
the patrons.
preparation.
Gotcha, okay,
Yeah.
alright.
But part of the L is gonna be, you know, where people can see it, you can walk up. Towards the end of it will be the, like the POS system where they purchase
Yeah.
whatever they're getting.
Okay,
And then right on the very end will be the display case for cookies, cakes, pastries,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
well, I don't see anything in that that's.
Just the major thing is
Right.
that bathroom, and
Yeah.
the only thing I had, Ronald, I think that the sink is fine where it is. I'd hate for it to be behind that door again, and where it is on the thing right there, it would be right behind that door opening.
Do you have to make it ADA accessible too, where you get a wheel, I mean, if you're gonna
Yeah.
I think
do.
you're gonna have to, I would suspect.
So nobody will jump up and down in the.
So we just need to move that sink back to the middle where it is right now, and then move the toilet, like, as soon as you walk in, it'll be on that far wall. I think you have that on there.
I have no idea where it is now, I just.
Oh, now you
took
can't even
example
open
of
the
dropping
door.
it.
It's on the western wall, right when you open the door, it just about.
It's where you
touches
have the sink right
The lower
now,
part.
Okay.
yeah. And you can't
Well,
open the.
really, some of this might get dictated a little bit by how we gotta do that one wall that separates them there, you know, that's
Yes.
not gonna be an easy wall to
I
cut
would
out.
love to, there's some crawl space up there with some, I would love to crawl there, cause you can look down in the, it looks like,
Okay.
and see more about it.
It seriously be easier to move them walls with that plumbing.
Mhm.
If this building is, if she's gonna stay, is there any way, or would it be considered we could kind of spruce up the outside? Cause it's just cinder block right now, isn't it?
No, it's stucco.
Stuck, oh,
He went over it.
okay.
But, I mean, we're doing so much to the outside of it, we're gonna have to redo the outside of it, you know. I mean, those two garage doors on the front are 16 foot each. And we're putting two 10-foot doors and a 3-foot walk-through door in that space. Now, all the structural points stay the same, but you still gotta fill in all the points that
Mhm.
you know, are changing it to, so.
Now, what spruce up is, I don't know, but
You kinda want to match the older look around town, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
You don't want
exactly.
it to be real bright.
Yes.
I wouldn't, that's.
And what about the ceiling then, would you want it to vault up, or?
Well, depending on, we kind of talked about, going with the mini splits. I guess the wiring would be, when you change the wiring, you'd have some galvanized conduit, I mean, or plastic, whatever you go with, but that would be exposed. But you see that everywhere now.
Yeah, the industrial looks kind of popular,
Yeah,
and that kind of fits the building.
Yeah.
Alright, so I guess, I think a lot of what we're talking about here is stuff that we would want to do if we had a prospective, client to move in anyway, so I guess that's really the question, is how much of it is what the town would like to have the building look like when we get done, versus how much do we think is peculiar, particular to just this project, I guess it'd be for us to kind of decide on it.
Ronald was talking with me the other day too, the other afternoon, with, like, the way your drive-through is gonna go around there, is that the town's, did y'all decide if that's the
If
actual
we come
trail,
out
is
and
that-
turn left, where, is there any designation between the trail and the town as far as what we can manipulate right there? The trail's right here, and then there's like some mounds on the back side of it, it's got, whatever in
If you
the
pull
trees.
part of that bank off, that would help out a little,
Yeah,
2 or 3 foot.
you pull a full-size truck through there, you're gonna have to have a little extra room, it looks like it'll go, but
I think we need more speed bumps.
Well, we can put a speed bump, we can put a speed bump on that
In the
back
drive-through.
side. Be nice.
it's amazing what it doesn't slow down. Standing in that store watching those people, it's unreal.
Oh, Lord, I can't imagine.
Oh my
People
gosh.
lose
I still
their minds.
think about Scotty Davis and Death, remember when the speed bumps were around the football field?
Oh, yeah, I remember.
They kicked gravel out of Scotty's leg for being blunt about it, but, ooh.
But Donnie sent me a video of the barbecue grill smoker thing that somebody was hauling, they came loose, that's what came down and tore into all the freshly laid sod. It came
Is that
loose-
what happened?
Yeah, it came loose going up, across that speed
No, it was
bump.
the tar wagon,
Oh, is that what it
Yes.
was?
yeah, going to the pig when they were doing the.
Oh, that was a
asphalt
tar
seal.
wagon, I saw the round barrel, I thought it was a cooker
No, it
or
wasn't a
something.
good, no, it was, yeah,
That was hilarious.
yeah.
But the way it barely missed the gas pumps,
I
the
know.
car.
Yeah, came right on through town.
Yeah.
Alright, so, Ronald, do you have any thoughts on that? I mean, you know, like I know the doors and stuff like that we wanna do. The bathroom redo might be something we would have to consider, that maybe we wouldn't necessarily do that, but I think fixing it up where it can be usable, adding some plugs, all that stuff is stuff we would want to do with the building so we can rent it. So I'm just trying to, what is peculiar in your mind, or have you given any thought to that?
Not much, but the question I guess we would wanna start with is, well, what about the outside of it? You know, like Dustin was talking about, what's the finish on the outside, and, you know, I don't think we want the outside of it, the garage doors look like it looks now, right? We would wanna put the glass doors
Yeah,
in,
well-
or make it
Yeah,
look
well-
nice, yeah. I was moderating
Yeah.
Scholars Bowl event one time, and I was pointing with my pencil, and that kid rung in, and I said, and I hit him right there in the chest. Flung it at him from the podium. I'm sorry, yeah, I would, yeah, I don't know, I think we need to talk about that or look at it, I guess, but I would think we'd wanna redo that.
Yeah, I think the glass doors and stuff is stuff we want, that's stuff we were just waiting on somebody to,
Say we
to give us
take,
an
yeah.
excuse to do it, otherwise we're just not gonna spend the money till we have to, but,
Yeah.
that
Then
kind of
would you
thing.
just paint the whole outside of the building?
Well, I wonder if we talk to Lynn a little bit, I feel like he would have a better suggestion to it, you know, it's cracked in a few places too, like Corey and I
Yeah.
said the other day, along the brick that's behind it, but I feel like he could do more with it than anybody else, and you know, you can take it, drive it, you know, you put it on with styrofoam, and you can do trim, you can make it look nice, you know, you can do, you know, kind of, we got, some of the top of our buildings have some pretty nice, I call it a cornice, like a brick cornice, it's on this building, it's on a couple of them over there, we could do something, I think, that goes along with, I don't remember who said it, but the rest of our buildings, you know.
Yeah.
And then pick colors in that same scheme, you know, these kind of the darker colors that we got going over here, we painted the gazebo, some of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think, talk with Lynn about it.
Okay. Alright, I think that's a good idea. Do you mind calling me?
No, I figured with next step, we're gonna make a few changes, I think, put the roof on the outside, but we gotta break down a cost estimate and just see where we are.
Yeah. Yeah, did y'all see anything in that looked, you know, like, oh my gosh, that's way more than I'd want to do? I mean, it seemed pretty simple to me.
Yeah, and it's pretty rough over there.
Yeah, it is. It's,
I mean, I think for it to be usable for them, it's gonna have to be some work done on the inside, so might as well, you know.
What are you gonna do with the floor there where those lifts are? Are you gonna pour another thing of concrete, or are you gonna keep it like it is, or?
But I you know, we're just farther along in the questioning than I am in the planning, I
Okay.
don't know, I mean, we're gonna talk about it. But we got, at least seal it, I feel like it has to be sealed. It's kinda like at the back of the cheese factory, you know, it's gotta be sealed, that over concrete that we did back there.
Yeah.
Somewhere, and I forgot where it was, I saw a stamped concrete with a brick pattern, I believe Tim Phillips did it.
Yeah, he did.
He
He did
does.
ours in front of these buildings out here.
He did my
Yeah.
parents' driveway.
But I thought it was sharp,
Yeah.
and it just gave it a little classier look, you know? Is that,
Hey, I'm all for that.
Be hard to keep
would that be a
clean.
surface that would
Right.
be easy cleanable and keep the health department happy?
Yeah.
As long as you seal that concrete, yeah,
Okay, it just looks nicer than
it does.
plain old concrete.
Well, you know, they do that too with a flat, and make it almost marble looking, instead of having grooves and stuff in it.
Oh, yeah.
you know, so it was kind of swirly.
There's a
Yeah.
barndominium, we did a barndominium not long ago, and they just came in, it's brown, almost like the color of his vest.
Yeah,
And it looks really good, and it's just concrete.
Hmm.
It's just concrete, and then they sealed it, the way they sealed it. I like the stamping too, but
Me too.
I think that,
And even if you don't do the whole floor, just the accent, like when you're coming in the door, or, you know, in the
Yeah, what's gonna
bathroom,
be seen there.
right,
Well, that section, that seating section is about 14 by 24.
right.
So that's what, you know, inside of the counter and
Mhm.
wall
That's a
of the
decent
kitchen.
size
That's
floor.
a pretty good size.
Yeah.
I laid 4 tables, you can put tables and chairs in that program in it, and it's pretty easy to put them in there.
Well, if only we had a real estate agent on the board. Might should give us some good ideas.
Well, I say Lynn probably could do something like that if he can or whatever. There's a hardy plank that looks just like the depot, you know, but it is, I think Hardy does it, and then I believe there's a metal one too that looks really nice.
Like a board and back,
Mhm,
like
I
that.
know summertime
Yeah.
sells that.
The only thing about going with anything on the outside, you know, you gotta attach it to that block.
Right.
Figure out a way to make it hold.
Yeah, we need to, one of our next projects, maybe after the depot, is that pool house up there. It needs, all that junk needs to be ripped off it and.
That's what it is, that it's tore, right? It's
Yeah.
a block building.
Mhm. It's vinyl on top of board and batten on top of
Yeah.
block.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm
It's
just,
well insulated, is what it
Yeah.
is.
I'm just curious, at what point are y'all comfortable with us having access? You know, like as we're purchasing things like refrigerators and stuff like that.
Yeah, what we've done in the past, like when somebody's had to redo something, is we would give them ample time. I mean, like, you know, 2 months, a quarter. What this be more extensive than what anybody else has been doing, but we'd been given, like over here at the beauty shop, they had like a couple of months when there was no rent paid, but they had already signed the lease,
Right.
and then it was just time for them to get prepared.
Okay.
You know, that kind of thing. So we want to do
Right.
something similar here.
That'd be great.
So it'd be no expense to you, but it would be locked in as part of you would have leased it at that point,
Great. Thank you.
is the idea. Now, this is, you know, I think we have a limited supply of local folks. I mean, we got some, like we got concrete guy, we, you know, might get Tim, we get, drive and stuff, and, you know, but there's, and Corey, I think you said maybe you could figure out a way to get the lift out of there, you know, so I don't, there's some things we just don't have access to
Sure.
folks to do, but if you can get folks, or yeah, Chris Smith can help us with wiring and stuff, if we needed it, or.
I think got 100 amp service in it, 200 amp service in it.
It'd just be 100, I looked at it, but I can't
I
remember.
thought it was small.
Yeah, it seems small to me,
I need a 200 amp, so
Yeah.
they put heat pumps in there.
yeah, I think it's
But
small.
they don't use a lot of electricity, the mini splits, they don't use a lot, even the big ones don't use a lot of electricity, but you gotta have it there even though they don't use it.
I know some of the machinery for like the coffee and stuff, you know, it's like a 220 volts, so
Yeah,
that's kind
Oh,
of
yeah,
hard,
like
isn't
your
it?
big freezer and stuff, that would be the most.
all right, do you have a place for that, like at the freezer? I mean, have you thought about where does that go?
Yeah, that's gonna
Yes,
go in that kitchen.
Okay, so.
You know, since we're not doing like frying up meals and.
This bacon is pretty much. gonna be-
Right,
I see,
so the refrigerator, and you know, like the ice machines, and then little refrigerators in the part where you're actually working, you know, just to keep the milks and stuff where the temperatures are supposed to be. And
Yeah.
Easy access.
Probably need a list, you know, with the,
Okay,
whatever mechanical requirements are.
okay.
Okay.
We can do that.
So when we're talking to people, we get an idea what they need to be
Okay.
working at.
yeah, and then come look at the panel, see if it needs to be replaced, part of it.
Do you do like a lease for 2 years, 3 years, and you just go again, or?
We generally have done only 6-month leases with
Okay.
kind of like an auto renewal.
I just want y'all to know, you know, that we're not gonna tuck tail and run if you.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
I know, but yeah, we've never done this much,
Okay.
you know, work either, so
Yeah.
I would think a year probably be the right answer, but you know, there would be no anticipated rise in the lease, you know, if you stayed. That would be forever, right, that we can go up, but that's how we've done thus far. Kept
So
the
if-
lease the same.
if things go well, is there an option to purchase in the future? Do y'all usually do that, or does it stay?
We hadn't done that so far.
Okay.
It's just been lease.
Got it.
But I think like Jada's building's a year lease at a time, and I think, the pizza place is a year lease.
And,
Hilltop is.
Leather and Lace.
Yeah, Netherlands, yeah. The Hilltop,
Since she brought up,
Leather and Lace, I mean, Hilltop was 3.
Hilltop's 3, okay.
since she brought up purchasing, why is that not an option? Or why has it not been an option? I'm just curious.
Yeah, well,
I'm
there's,
not sure anybody's asked.
Nobody's asked.
yeah, nobody's asked to buy anything yet, and everything was empty, you know, so, now with our involvement, everything's full. So, you know, that's the good part about it, but yeah, nobody's asked to buy the buildings, yet.
So it's not off the table, it's just that nobody's been interested in purchasing.
You know, nobody's been interested in purchasing, you know, of course, there's a building for sale right now, someone's gonna buy one right there at the Ellison Company, is for sale.
So I have a question, this might become an issue once we're over here, but we're having a lot of skateboarders
Oh, yeah.
in front of our building, and one the other day flipped his board, it hit the door, and he face planted. And so, I mean, they're out there every day and they're falling, and I'm just waiting for one of those skateboards to come right through the front window. And I didn't know if the city
It's
Yeah.
bad
or
down
the
here.
town had.
Yeah, it's bad down here too. I think Chris looked on the camera, the thing he talked about where he said some girl knocked this off. I don't know if that was a while back, cause Donnie had told me a little girl had knocked off one of these, capstones. And when Chris said it was a little girl, or you did once, a little girl had knocked that one off the other
It might have
day.
been the same thing.
I think that might have been an old footage, and I think whatever they did recently, maybe we haven't seen it.
People are
there.
walking on the wall.
Yeah, you know,
That's
we've got
becoming
this.
a bad problem.
And I'm afraid they'll be riding their skateboards on
I've seen.
that little
I
narrow
understand, yeah.
place.
They
They've been
love to
jumping.
come off those stairs,
Yeah.
and I don't know why, because they don't do very well.
Well, You know,
but-
most everywhere you go in the downtown, there'll be no skateboards allowed.
Right,
And that's
right.
why, it's for that very reason. Or
Yeah.
somebody come walking out of a building and
Yeah,
come
that's,
shopping in a skateboard, you know, T-bone them, that's not gonna be nice either, so
Right.
I hate it. But you know, this isn't the skateboard playground, either. So this is meant to be for,
It typically makes them rebellious and even worse though when you start trying to run them off.
yeah, I guess money talks though.
Best thing to do would be get them somewhere, to go.
Yeah, that's
I'm
what, yeah.
50, I'm not gonna get out there, I'm not
Yeah.
advocating for the kids, but that would be better than, you're not gonna run them off. They gonna tear up more stuff or go somewhere that's even worse.
Yeah.
That
I don't
stuff
mind-
been
I don't
going
mind
on- that
fines
stuff's
for
been
that.
going on forever. That stuff's been going on since I was a kid.
Yeah. Yeah, vandalism and outlawism is something I really don't care to tolerate regardless, so I don't mind putting them in whatever home they have to go in, or wherever their parents have to go to jail, suits me just fine. Cause that's, you know, skateboarding is, there are skateboard parks, you know, and that seems to be, oh, well, that's your obligation to go make me a skateboard park somewhere. No, it's not my obligation to do that. Find you something to do, it's like, I got a four-wheeler that's, you know, 100 horsepower four-wheeler, and I live on a quarter-acre lot, and it's your fault that I'm in the street. No, it's not my fault you're in the street. You know, it's just, I want you in jail is what I want you know, because that's just not the way you do things. So I don't know what the answer is, but, skateboard parks have a lot of liability over them too. Once you commit to that, then now the town gets to be responsible for people face planting and breaking legs and stuff like that, so. I don't know, I hate it, I kept thinking, well, maybe this is temporary, you know, just a fad, but it seems to be going on for a while, and we get complaints all the time over the skateboarders.
And these are big kids, I mean, one of them drives his car down
Yeah,
here and they get
yeah.
out, it's not 9-year-olds.
Yeah, well, I hate that.
And they jump off of that lift over there that they just did over at the Seed House too.
Yeah.
That's the thing, they're not scared for anybody to see them.
Yeah.
They don't
Well, I mean, there's no
think they're-
rules against it now, right? It's only,
Right.
it's only if it's,
Yeah.
some sort of ordinance against it that they would need to worry about it. Right now, they have free reign to do it, and you know,
Sounds
like
like
the
that could
people
be
be
a liability
responsible.
to us if there's nothing there saying don't, you know? I don't know if there's any, they got any, you know,
Oh, they'll try,
backbone or meat to it, but, yeah.
they'll try, and it'll cost you money to defend it.
Well, that's something we ought to be thinking about, so why don't we, let's just put that in the minutes as something that we're tabling, as a discussion over what to do with the skateboard ordinance. Yeah, when we come back in session. So as far as this goes, I guess we're, you know, we got further planning to do, but I think we're on board. I don't think, I'm asking the council here now, if anybody has any objections to the concept. You know, we don't know the cost yet, so we gotta figure all that out, but, if there's no objections to the concept, I think we're one step closer to moving forward, and, we may be too slow for y'all to get things done, you know, but maybe if we can get, some kind of an idea of what things might cost pretty quick, then we could, you know, my idea would be to turn you guys loose to say, hey, we've got these people that can do this, anybody that we can't round up pretty easy ourselves, and, you know, and us just approve the activity to take place. Kinda like hiring, you know, Premier to do something, except we would just be looking to y'all as the most interested party to help find the contractor as far as to get things done.
And we got quite a few, well, you know, quite a few people at church, I think, would be willing to, their license, and that's their everyday jobs.
Yeah. And, like for us, like Steve, I don't know that Steve is doing a lot now. He's had most every joint on his body replaced, so, I feel like he's probably not gonna hang off of too many roofs and stretch out too far and do stuff. But Chris is still available, Chris Smith, and, he's good and handy and has a lot of skills in a lot of areas, and so we take full advantage of him. And, so that's the one person that we know. And then Lynn, of course, on the exterior. Okay, I don't know if there's any particular action here other than we can come, well, wait, Mr. Nolan.
The only thing, I don't know if my mind's playing tricks with me or not, but it seems like one of those bolts on the speed hump that was fixed before is sticking out a few inches and bent over. Might wanna have someone look at it before it gets somebody's tire.
We took it out the other day.
Did you? Let's say some days I drive over and it seems like it's there, other days I'm like, wait a minute, I don't think I'm seeing this right. So I never know if I'm just hitting at the wrong angle or not, but if it's took care of, great, cause I've been noticing it.
Yeah, I knew something had been done recently, I can't remember what it was. All right, so good, so we take that. Anything else?
No, that'll be it.
All right, okay, all right, we'll come back into session then. Ronald made a motion to come into session, we have a second.
Second.
Mr. Mills made a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Do we need to make a motion to say that we're, in agreement in concept of the plans for the, name it again? We'll give it a name.
The Wilson stop.
The Wilson stop. Wilson stop, and, we're ready to proceed with pricing and further development in that area. Just so we have a record that we're moving forward.
I'll offer such a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
No.
Motion carries. All right, let's see. Old business, couple of things here. Thank you, Tanya, for putting it back in here. We talked the other night at length, I think, about the Lions Club and wanting to do a chicken stew, and I think we're all in agreement with it, but we never voted on it. And part of it may have been because we were talking about, we wanted that to be a restricted use area for sure. And I've been trying to think of what that restriction would be, and maybe it is, maybe we almost essentially say it's restricted for, you know, like an outdoor cooking event. And that's the only, in other words, it's not for a birthday party, it's not for, you know, whatever else, but if somebody wants to cook a stew, or maybe somebody wanted to set up right outside the door and smoke meat and then but have access in and out right there to water, you know, basically it's just a one step above being outside. It's almost like just having garage access to get in and out.
But you'd have water to plug your extension cord in.
Yeah, and it would be, so this is.
Where's this? I'm sorry, I wasn't.
Yeah, this is for the single, what we talked about is we got this request from the Lions Club to have a chicken stew. And it seems common because I had another request for the same thing, verbally. it seems that the first, well, they need to be inside. They don't, like I said, what about the porch of the depot? No, that won't work. Well, what, you know, everything I try to name instead, no, that won't work. But, so then it seemed like we thought if we could restrict access in the fire hall to where those two doors are opposite each other, east and west, basically that width, put a barricade up if somebody rented it, you know, so that whatever we have stored over there to the right of that would be off limits, and it would just be a place to cook a stew like Marcus and them did for us for the trails people when they came. That's where they set up and they cooked in there. So we never had anybody ask to use the building before, and so we didn't really know what to do with it, and we didn't have a price either. So the general agreement at the last meeting was, yeah, we think that's probably okay, but we, you know, it's not, if you wanna have something inside, that's what the depot's for. So this would be, it's an oddity, but maybe we should provide the access because it you know, it's gonna generate some activity downtown.
So this would pretty much just be the kitchen area in the fire hall, or the old fire hall?
It's really not even the kitchen.
Or where the sink and all is what?
It's just the fire hall, it's just the fire hall area.
Just the
This is the
back.
Oh,
high.
just the bay, okay.
Yeah, just the bay.
I got you.
Yeah, is all we're talking about.
I got you.
Now, if the town did something, that's a different story. If the town wanted to go in there, then we would have access to the
Right.
kitchen, do whatever we wanted to. But as far as renting it goes, we were really just talking about just the bay, because it does have access to water
Right.
and electricity, and it's inside. So, I guess before we approve this, we need to have a fee, and we could set it the same as the depot without knowing any better. Is that 35 for half a day, and is it 50 all day, or?
I think it's 50 all day. I haven't done one of those in a long
Yeah,
time.
so whatever the depot fee is, we could use that as a half-day fee or a full-day fee. We could use that rate, would be, that way we don't have to think too hard on that. And then I would say we limit access to, for, it's hard to say just for a stew, but for some sort of an outdoor cooking only, outdoor cooking access or something only.
Now, would we require the deposit like we do over at the depot?
Yeah, we
And
do.
they'll get it back
Yeah,
if
it'd be just
everything's
like,
cleaned
yeah,
up?
yeah,
Okay.
it'd be just like the depot, same price as the depot. And if they wanted to, like if they were gonna have something major, they probably wanna rent the depot. Because it's really not, we're not renting it for seating, we're renting it for
Cooking.
cooking. The seating would have to either be outside or they would have to rent the depot if they wanted inside seating. But, it would, you know, so it's mainly gonna, it seems to me like the only people that are gonna want to do that are gonna be organizations in the school and stuff like that. They're gonna have some kind of fundraiser. I don't see it being much of an individual, you know, desire to do that. So, do we have a motion to use the east-west bay, where there's doors, east-west bay of the fire hall, as a rental for outdoor cooking events? We can restrict it, you could restrict it to organizations, I guess, but maybe we shouldn't do that, at the same rate as the depot.
Motion.
Okay, Tony made that motion and Tammy seconded. All in favor?
Yeah.
Motion carries. And now, given that, now that we have a procedure in place to handle such a motion, we have a request to have a chicken stew on January 16, 17, in the fire hall by the Lions Club. So do we have a motion to approve the request to rent the fire hall January 16, 17?
I'll make it.
We have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Tony, all in favor?
So that's a Thursday and a Friday. The chicken stew is gonna be for sale on the Friday, I guess. Is that what we said last time?
Somebody explained that to me last time, and I can't
I
remember what
can't
it was.
remember why it was 2 days.
Me either. It was explained to me then, but I can't remember now why.
So are they just gonna like sell it by the gallon, or are they gonna offer, you could come and eat a bowl at the depot, or are they gonna rent both of them?
It says they want to, use the bay of the fire hall and the adjacent parking lot.
On the other side?
I don't know. I don't know what the adjacent parking lot, I think Mr. Christian knew what it was they wanted. I think he's the one that was explaining it to us the last time. But yeah, there's no mention of setting up for eating, you know, cause we don't wanna do that, we don't wanna say you have the whole, access to the whole thing and have kids run around in there carrying on. Let me make a note,
But now if the senior center offers up to let them eat in there, that's on them, that's not us.
oh yeah,
right?
you know, and they had said, even though I don't think the seniors were too keen on it, the senior director had said she was more than willing for people to rent the senior center, and it would give the seniors, you know, some money. That would be like a fundraiser for them if somebody rented the senior center. But that would be, we've kind of given that to them. I'd rather them rent the senior center out, and us not get in the middle of renting their
Yeah.
half of the building.
And the lady in Athens is the one that wanted to rent it out, and the ones over here don't.
Let them fight that one,
Yeah,
Yeah,
walk softly.
yeah, yeah. So I don't want to get in the middle of that. We can help it. All right, so I'm gonna put a note here, cooking only. I mean, people park their cars wherever they want, but as far as eating, they're gonna have to find a space. I mean, they could eat outside, but January eating out on that, by the Christmas tree might be a little airish. I think they might wanna rent the depot. And Tanya, do we have a phone number on here? Oh, yeah, Mike Gooch. So call, his phone number's here, ask him, I'm gonna put a note, ask about depot. If he wants to rent the depot for the actual place for them to eat.
So will that be double?
It would be,
Okay.
yeah, it would be double if they did, but I don't see any way around it, do y'all?
We can ask, we're gonna see him tomorrow night.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
They're gonna try to feed us and get us to, get it, have it for that.
Yeah.
Or
Wait till after
two
you
for
eat, then
one.
ask him for the money.
All right, okay. All right, so given those provisions, we have a motion to move forward. I think we had a second, didn't we?
Mhm.
Yeah. All right, so all in favor? Motion carries. So this one- Well, that's nice. That'd be good. I mean, you know, just getting people downtown, doing stuff, having things happening, that's always gonna be a good thing. Another piece of old business that we didn't act on last time, there's no reason not to act on this, other than just be negligent. Margot is asking to be, put on the zoning board. I'm sure there's vacancies there. We have vacancies on all our boards. She's on the planning commission, so basically what she's doing here, she's asking to resign from the planning commission and asking to be appointed to the zoning board. And I'm fine with that, you know, we need people to serve, so, it's fine with me, but we didn't take action on this last time. Is there any discussion or, regarding this, or a motion to accept her resignation from the planning commission and her appointment to the zoning board? Margot Stanford,
Yeah, that's fine.
Jack made the motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Mr. Tony Mims, second, all in favor? Motion carries, all right, there's that. Okay, so that was just you, zoning board. Oh, Seed House, so we hadn't met with, Scott yet, and, I'm thinking it might be just getting too close to the holiday. He doesn't seem to be as active, and Ron and I have not been active either, trying to tag up with him, but he does have a draft, we just need to look at it and get together and talk about it, and then bring it here and talk about it again, and see what all we need to add to it, as far as the.
I sent him something on Reed,
Oh,
looking at that one area for cause the gas line's right in the middle of it.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because of our new finding over here. So, yeah, so, you know, then I thought about, I don't know, I didn't really look at it close to see, you know, does it have any, you know, I know we told him we wanted a lot, you know, some drops for outlets that are above that you could reach, but I don't know, I didn't look at the electrical page to see if he had any, you know, exterior outlets, because, you know, we got all kind of stuff plugged in. Be nice if we had, that's another source where we can get some exterior, electricity available for stuff that we need. Not having to run it over the doors and stuff like that, so. I mean, a few things like that, they may or may not already be there, I don't know, but, basically he took what was in that big plan that, I think it's over there, that he kind of sketched out for us a few years ago, and it's just that with enough detail in it that you could bid it out. Cause it's gonna be, we know that's gonna be over $100,000, cause just that was 90 something, so. We'll bid that out and see what we get, and we'll have him oversee it like he did the town hall, so that'll be the next steps on that. All right, let's see, Oh, we got a letter from, Donnie, the rifle, you know, I was just anguishing over that rifle, and Tony and I were texting back and forth, and I'm just getting a knot in my stomach, worried about us having, us having it, or even Donnie having it. He's not a policeman anymore, we got this thing, it requires a, federal license, and now neither one of us have a license to have it. And I think it ended up, it was in our name, not in Donnie's name, which made it, now we had it, but we didn't have possession of it and couldn't take possession of it. Donnie needed to not have possession of it anymore, but he got it down to the sheriff, and we got a letter signed from the sheriff's department where they have it, and so we're in the clear there. So just like we said, I talked to the sheriff, and they'll deal with that, and they work with Donnie, and whatever they work out is fine, as far as, he'll have to get his own personal federal tax stamp, however long that takes, and then he can work with them. And Josh said that that's not unusual, that like retirees or people that leave the force, they can buy their weapons, so that's not that's not an unreasonable thing to do. But it is unreasonable, you can't transfer the money back to us, that's fine, you'll just have to keep the money, because the main thing I want is not to have the rifle. My number one thing was not being in possession of the rifle, so that's cleared up, so that's good, so I think all that's good now. I did talk to Chris about being our IT guy, he is interested, but he didn't give me any kind of hourly rate or proposal. I said, you have to give a proposal to us for what you want that to look like, so we could decide if it's reasonable or not. So he's not done that yet. Okay, new business, anybody got anything?
I had a couple of questions.
Yeah.
The Alabama Municipal Official Training Act
Okay,
went into effect on January 1st of this year. It said that all new municipal officials
yeah,
have to be certified through, I think it's 10 hours every year for your first term, so it's 40 hours total.
yeah.
I didn't know if you knew anything about that.
I do remember hearing about that. I think all us old folks are grandfathered in, if I recall. So it's the folks that haven't been, they're newly elected, that is not already serving. But I don't know anything about it, but now, through the League of Municipalities, something like that we're members of that.
Yeah.
Tanya will be able to, she'll find out from the clerk, she'll be able to find out what the training is, what you have to do to take it, if you can do it online or
Well, they said,
remotely or all
yeah,
that
it
stuff.
was in person or online. They're both offered, but I didn't know as far as paying for the class. I didn't know if I had to pay for it up front and be reimbursed, or if the town just paid.
Oh, I think the town will pay for it.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll pay for whatever class you have to take to serve, that won't be a problem there.
Okay.
I just don't know.
Cause I can send a message into the clerk, right?
Yeah, we can get plenty of details on that, what they, make sure we're exempt too, that's all people.
You may have to take
I
it.
know, I may have to get trained. Yeah, thank you. What else, Tom?
And then, I think at one time, Mr. Christopher oversaw the Parks and Rec, kind of just making sure, keeping an eye on the park to make sure that it was kept up and all.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know if that was still available, if I could volunteer to do that, or,
Yeah, we need somebody interested in doing that, absolutely.
okay.
Yeah, we sure can. And matter of fact, I think he has, the other day when we were over here, he said he hadn't installed the little kid swings, so it's like a little bucket.
Yeah.
He's gonna put one of them over here, and he hadn't done that yet. Chris, I'm talking about. So I think he has a couple of things that we haven't even installed yet, but, yeah, we need somebody to do that. So, of course, Ray is the one that is our, hands and feet for most of that activity, that he doesn't have been putting swings and stuff together, but as far as keeping things picked up and making sure things are cleaned up. And I talked to him after the last meeting about the garbage over here, and he went to pick it up, it was already emptied, so I don't know if maybe Mr. Christian, he may have gone and picked it all up after the meeting himself, because it's over there at his area, where one of the cans was, but all that was done, and we got quotes for the doors, was that the last meeting where we had so it's like $1,400 something dollars, I think, or one of them's $1,400, one of them's $1,600. It's odd shaped
16 and
doors.
14, I think.
Yeah, for 2 doors to be replaced, one back here on the depot, and one over at the,
The little building in Jada's.
the little building of Jada's, that door that's kind of falling apart. And there is gonna be a repeat you know, they canceled that meeting, I can't remember, I think you were gonna come to it, weren't you? They got canceled, but they're rescheduling for May, I think it said. Somebody sent me something the other day, Tanya was on it too, but I don't remember what it is. It's out in the future. I think like May, it's when they're rails to trails people.
For,
are coming.
the Singing River, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and the reason I bring it up is we need to get a grant for a bathroom building. And that we just get this thing out of the picture altogether, because it's never gonna be good. You know, like I come down, you know, of course now the heat's running wide open and the door's standing wide open, so we're trying to heat the earth with a
Yeah.
1,500 watt
If the
heater.
door is closed, it's 100 degrees in there.
Well, yeah, because it's on wide open, I guess, too, so it's, there's no, it's no one end or the other.
Would, did the county not take over the other end of Richard Martin? Don't they have a county facility with the bathrooms?
Oh, yeah,
on top?
they do, yes, they do.
Two on there, isn't there one down there and one down there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
One
at
each
the
end,
end,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, the whole place, there's not
Sounds
one
like,
that's here.
sounds
Yeah.
like the county needs one in the middle.
Well, it does. Matter of fact, we talked to, Richard about that, and I talked to Richard again the other day. I saw him, and I said, hey, you know, the thing, when you're talking about grants for the trail, the grant we need is for a bathroom. You know, we need a bathroom building. And, that's our number one priority as far as I'm concerned. And it would be nice and well maintained, and the county could take care of it, and we can, you know, we can watch it, but we, you know, they would be responsible for it, so. Absolutely, I think that's exactly the right answer. As Jack says, we wanna get out of the bathroom business. I heard they were complaining about something closing in Athens of the bathrooms. They said, well, you know, it's wintertime and they close the bathrooms because they freeze and bust, so. I'm pretty sure Joe's probably closed up ours, cause Chris was asking about where all to shut the water off, and Ronald, you were on that, weren't you, where, cause he was asking about something that we never did turn the water off. I guess that was a concession stand, we actually leave the heat on in it, but anyway, Chris was trying to get all that stuff done just because, but yeah, so that's the kind of thing that, you know, we worry about is the bathrooms getting closed down, the bathrooms getting open. Now, Joe, Davis.
Yeah.
Right, so we pay him to keep those clean up there, and then we pay somebody else down here, the person who
Cleans
does
his
this,
building.
clean that bathroom once a week, I guess. But and then just keeping it stocked, you know, there's a problem, keeping Ray abreast that if it's not, or if garbage is piling up or something, then, you know, I'm having to call Ray now, because Chris would have been doing it. So yeah, that'd be wonderful.
All right. And then I had one other question while I'm thinking about it. I know we were driving, looking at Christmas lights. On Compton Street, there's some kind of concrete along the Compton's property on the roadside. I didn't know if that was some kind of drainage or if it was something the Comptons did or what exactly that
That's what they just did.
Yeah.
was. That
County just did it.
okay? I just wondered who it did it. I didn't know what it
That's
was.
part of fixing it from when we had the detour.
From the detour.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah. That's
Is
what
it
they-
gonna be on the other side too, or just that one side?
Just the one side.
Yeah.
The problem right there, see, is the water lines right there. And we gotta do something to keep, every time the cars run off the road, the water lines start leaking.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get that fixed, get it back. And, hopefully they'll fix that little place right there.
Yeah. Speaking of that, makes me think of other open item things. I know Fleming was coming, I know they were behind. Have they come for Leather Lace yet?
No, but I looked at that before we met today. It's like what they told us before the last meeting would be like next week,
Oh, okay.
which of course.
It's Christmas, yeah. Yeah, but it ought to be soon. We're
Yeah.
definitely on the list to have that
Right.
done. And Willoughby, we don't have a schedule for them, I don't guess. All we know is we mailed that stuff to them, contract to them.
I have not called them. I said I would, but
Okay.
I haven't done it yet.
Just make sure we're on there.
We need to look at that fence, Tony. You talking about up at the park there? We got some rails busted. You know, ours are
Oh.
flat caps, but we do have some fence work we need to do. You know, every 2 or 3 years we kind of
Yeah.
walk that fence, order some new parts, and try to fix it back up.
Yeah,
And basically what Chris used to do, if he needed something like swings or stuff, he would send me what he needed, I would order it off of Amazon Prime, cause we have that account.
yeah.
All right.
So it doesn't come out of your pocket.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we take care of it, get all that done, that'd be good.
My pockets aren't that deep anyway, so.
Don't order anything. Don't order anything, tax goes wrong people.
And it's-
Well, yeah, and we're not supposed to pay tax, I mean, unless, we were stuck, but some things you can't deal with it, you just end up having to pay the tax anyway.
And it's set up on Amazon where it doesn't charge us.
Yeah, that's good. So, but yeah, I saw that going on, so what is happening there with the internet tax right now? They're
Well, I mean, there's a class action lawsuit out of Tuscaloosa County about it,
Really?
which I think it'll get changed due to that. What the change will be, I don't know, but, you know, right now, all that is, of course, they don't call it sales tax, they call it usage tax, and I think it goes 60-40. Somebody can look that up and tell me if that's the right percentages, but I think it goes 60% to cities and 40% to counties. But what happens is if you got a city school system, then they get fed through the city system. If you got a county school system, they lose all the tax money. So if you order anything online, then the tax isn't, you don't support the local things that you used to support if you went to the grocery store and bought your groceries. And it's worse if you order groceries and have them delivered to your house, or if you do curbside service. So like if you called Lowe's and said, I'm buying a blower, I'm coming to get it, and they bring it to your car, you know, cause you pay it online at curbside, that's the same as having it delivered. It's not like walking in the store and buying it. So you cut that other tax money completely out.
really,
Yeah. Yeah. So nothing is the same as walking in a store and buying it. That's what it boils down to.
and nobody, well, I guess they kinda know, but somebody figures they're not getting their fair share, and that's why there's a lawsuit, right, for sure. But, I thought I heard somewhere where that little places like Elkmont might wish it didn't change. I don't know why that would be. I don't know why wouldn't we just want our part of the tax revenue? If you buy it from an Elkmont address, town of Elkmont address.
Well, if you are outpacing what you would sell in your stores within the city limits with your share of the usage tax, then you'd be in favor of the usage tax and the distribution it's following now. See what I'm saying?
Well, alright, so what is our tax rate then? Is it 9 now, County County?
8 and 1 here.
I thought that, yeah.
8 and 1?
Well, I purposely have all my equipment delivered down there and pay that 1 extra % tax. And that's what I was curious about that, because what he's just saying, that may not be, like, I may be shooting myself in the foot. Cause I could have my stuff delivered to a job site that was in the county and only pay 7%. I have everything delivered up here on top of the hill on purpose, so Elkmont gets 1% of all the equipment that I buy. But that's still, I still order that like pretty much through an internet app, through my distributor.
Yeah.
My distributor's in Athens, but I use an app.
Right.
I build my own order. I tell them when I want it delivered, they bring it here, I pay 8% tax on it instead of 7 if I could have it delivered to the job site. But I do know that I pay 8% when I have something delivered to Elkmont, and 1% of that's supposed to go to Elkmont.
See, if you work in Huntsville, you have that brought to your shop, you pay that county tax on it, and then you install it in Huntsville, and you gotta send them a check for theirs.
Well, I don't, cause I'm a service.
I do on anything that if I build a cabinet, I gotta pay. I actually pay more tax than if I paid Huntsville city tax on the product being brought to me to start with.
Holy cow.
That, and it's the exact taxes they abate all of the giant, the billionaires they abate, the 100-aires we have to pay it. If you're wondering how that works, that's the proper terms for how that goes.
Somebody the other day told me, someone they tell me, it was funny, they said, yeah, I'm working on my second million, cause my first million didn't work out. Yeah, that sounds about right. Alright, okay, any other, Jack, you had something, I think?
Yeah, the washout over here.
Yeah.
I got Roy to look at that, and he's gonna fix that.
Okay,
And probably instead of forming it up, he's gonna use the bank for one form, over there where it's nearly to their post,
Mhm.
and then just curve it, and take while it's there with a little mini X, he's gonna shape it up the, riprap that's down there. I don't think we'll have any more trouble.
All right, so this is Limestone County Sewer and Water. They thought maybe it was due to the construction we did, but it's just where the water shoots through that ditch you're talking about, and then through the culvert, and then goes over and hits on the other side, you know, where the little lift station is. Well, over time, it's pounded that bank, and all the riprap's washed out, and now it's working its way almost to their fence, and they were wanting us to stop the erosion. And so I asked about putting riprap back, and then Jack really looked at it and said, I think he's just gonna wash it back out again.
Yeah.
We ought to just put a concrete wall there to stop it from,
If you have rains like we had this spring, you know, it's just gonna wash it out and concrete forever.
Mm.
So that's why we're doing that there. Tearing down the tennis court, been trying to get another, bid on that, somebody do it. And, they asked about the road that we go in is on the high school. So he said, what if the dump trucks crack the asphalt up? He said, am I supposed to pay for that? Are y'all supposed to pay for that? Or I said, I don't know, I'll find out. You know, you would go in that little road that's beside Mary Jane's Field
yeah.
and go down to where you took a left to go to where the car show was that day.
Uh-huh,
And our line doesn't start till really the back of the tennis court.
right.
So whatever, I told him I just have to find out who was going, you know, I went and looked at the road. All they did was gravel it from there over to the high school. Then
Yeah.
what? And so they put gravel on top of topsoil. And then they finally asphalted it, and it holds cars up fine. I don't know about dump trucks.
Yeah.
So how do I need to tell him we're gonna do this?
Well, I mean, we could ask the school for permission to get on, to use it, but then, you know, then when it cracks it up, then we're gonna be right back in the same shape, because they're gonna say, well, gosh, we didn't, you know, you said you could use it, we didn't say you could tear it to pieces.
Yeah, and I looked at it going around, you have to go through no man's land if you go around that field 4 of that area that's never bush hogged or anything. And then you get down there and you get in some really lower ground before you get to our parking lot.
Yeah.
I don't like that. So, I mean, if they crack the asphalt, then we could get Tom Lovell paving to repave down to the curve, you know?
Yeah.
I just need to know, well, if it cracks, the town's gonna fix it, or,
Right.
you know, so they'll know how to do their bid.
Yeah, well, I think that's definitely gonna have to be the answer. I mean, we would be responsible for fixing it. I don't think we could ask the contractor to fix it, plus it's gonna be our responsibility. We're gonna be the ones it's not a public road. And if
Yeah,
it was, we'd have to fix it anyway.
yeah, and from where we would take a left to go to the tennis courts, if they can they'll fix the dirt work. If they make ruts out there, you know, in the bid, I'm gonna make them smooth it down and, seed it.
Yeah.
So, I
They're
just had to
taking the
look,
asphalt up at the tennis courts, taking the asphalt and everything up.
yeah. It's gonna make it grass.
There's nowhere we could take one of the posts out of the fence and go out to east side of the park, is it?
I looked,
Didn't see where you thought.
I can't see, you know, down there where they had the car show, I
Yeah.
can't see, there's a white fence all the way down there, and then there's a ditch with no tiles in it. And I can't find a better way, I think coming out their road is the best way, and if we have to asphalt it, we have to asphalt it.
Yeah, that asphalt, it's only been asphalt since fall break. And that's when they put that in.
From beside Mary Jane's Field over to the new gym,
Yeah, it was a gravel road up till fall break. They did that when they built that new parking lot on the north, whatever, east side of the school, and then they paved the front. Maybe it was before fall break when they did the front at fall break,
So how-
whatever, just a few weeks ago.
Hawkins did it,
Yeah.
okay. Well, he's one of the bids I got, and then the other guy was the one asking questions. The second bid, and that's the fellow that's done all our demolition downtown and hauling houses and stuff like that. So I'll tell him that the asphalt's on us.
Yeah.
And, anything else he needs to figure in his bid.
All right, are we gonna leave the poles though, the light poles?
Well, I was gonna take them all, and I'll do whatever we wanna do.
I don't know, it seemed like
There's nothing wrong with them.
I know there's nothing wrong with them, I hate to take them down, I don't know, but they're gonna be pointing to nothing other than the fact that they'd be great places to have some lights installed, you know, that would light the world up back there.
Yeah.
What do you think, Ronald? I know I thought the lights actually were the one thing that used to work.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's just so different, you know. I don't think the youth league's 25% of what it was in those days, so it never get, you know, used to, you practice so much, the ball field was a rotation. I mean, the tennis court was a rotation in your practice. You might have field one this week, and tennis court next week, whatever, but I just don't think we have that many kids in the programs to use it anymore. Now, whether we could use lights like on the grass field over there,
And I don't know if anybody knows if they work or not.
well, if they work,
They used to,
yeah, like,
you know.
Caleb's 23, so they worked 10 years ago.
And when we redid the tennis courts, that time they worked.
Yeah.
We got them fixed.
Uh-huh.
So I didn't know if you wanted to leave them.
Yeah, if we could leave the poles, I think in the wiring, I think that would be desirable, even though I have no idea what we would use it for right now. But we have so little light up there as it is, if nothing else, you know, 3 of those or 2 of those would put a good bit of light out, you know, when you don't have the field lit up with the field lights. If
No
put
way we can
different
add
fixtures on-
poles to this, is it, get them out on the road? It's dark on that west side of that, east side of that. Park, you know.
Oh, you mean just as far as over there where there's no street lights or anything
Right.
either?
We don't have any power for street lights, so
No.
we'd have to do it all, but
Yeah, it is dark over there.
it's dark and then a lot of people walk that block not now, but then when it's warm.
Where there is no overhead power anywhere on that park, cause I look, you know, Margot was raising Cain about wanting to light up the playground equipment. Well, there's none up there overhead. Where is it over? There's none on that street that wraps around there?
I think it stops at the ball field, the softball field. I don't think power goes past that. I think Mr. Turner's comes from the other direction. I could be wrong on some of that.
I think it comes from,
You know, that light, like we
Comes from
put
Alden.
yeah.
behind the buildings over here, man, it lights up that whole parking lot.
Yeah, you know, the firemen, I think they have one similar, the Church of Christ has one, when you coming down the road there, you know.
Christ has one that you can see all the way to Tanner.
Yeah, cause you know, they're on that angle, they're
Yeah.
not pointing down, they're like this, pointing out that way.
We might look at where the last pole is at the softball field or something and aim one toward that curve, that dark spot. You might do that from one side and Glenn's from the other side and, you know, make it a little safer at night, something like that.
There is power, it's buried up there, but I mean, it is running.
Yeah, cause all those fields have that little chain link of.
The transformer, the pad mount transformer is right where the dumpster is.
Yeah.
You got an underground tap coming off the road through the parking lot, you got the pad mount, and the pad mount goes off the little pedestals out in the park.
Yeah.
Where those little dog fence areas, you know, right
Right.
there.
Yeah, Drone put all those in,
They need redone.
put them all in.
Yeah.
I said 10, but it's probably 15 years ago now.
Alright, anything else other than asphalt?
No, I was find out about that, the awnings over here. We can get an awning like is on this building to go where the one's gone. Jacob's big building, if we wanna go that route. The other, the little building, they make a standing seam awning
Mm-hmm.
that you know, and all the other buildings over there have tin awnings of some flavor. So I didn't know which way we wanted to go. The big building, Judge's big building, has the eye bolts in it, so that would work, you know. I didn't know if we wanted to get that look or,
I don't care.
But it's a cloth awning, it's on the, office
warehouse
building.
office, yeah. And it's, you know, that metal frame is like conduit, you know, it's nothing. So I was gonna get both of them replaced, even though that other one hadn't fallen, I got faith in it to fall.
Yeah.
So, but I just thought and you couldn't go across there with one flat awning. I don't know that it would look bad at all to have the standing seam on the little building and the flat one on the big building.
Yeah. Cause all of them are a little different.
All
Yeah.
of them are a little different.
Yeah.
And those two buildings don't have the same brick or anything else, they're different.
I think that's fine.
So, does that suit everybody?
I think so, but I just think I don't believe we covered the door in the big building. The door that used to go to the stairs.
Yeah,
I don't think it gets covered, is that right?
in what we measured, what we talked about,
Well, if you just look at it, it's off to the side. I don't believe there's an eye bolt for going that far to the left, is it?
I don't know, I'll have to change it. They have not come up here, you know, I was gonna tell them what we wanted, but I'll get the guy to come up here and see if, I just seen it covered that door.
If you can get to it, it's good if it can. I
Yeah,
think the one that was there before didn't.
yeah, okay, well, I'll do that,
You can kind of see the outline up there, whatever.
okay,
Yeah, that sounds good.
okay, I'll get on that.
Proceed.
The colors, they're pretty limited. I mean, it's like white or ivory, dark bronze and black. The dark bronze would be my pick. They have other colors down here that you have to add cost, but basically ours out here is a fairly dark color. And that dark bronze is, you know, it's pretty nice. I think we could go with it.
Okay. That seems reasonable. The Ellison Company, theirs is a dark metal, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I think that's fine.
okay,
Something just.
That's what we just did on this metal over here too.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
looks good.
okay.
all right,
I'll get them to come and give prices and,
okay,
all right.
that sounds good. Any other new business? Have a motion for adjournment?
I'll offer.
Have a second?
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Uh,
Motion carries. Thank y'all very much. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
How did the run do Saturday morning?
I don't know, I'd heard before the run that they had a very few, participants signed up, so I don't know, if any of y'all know?
I didn't hear as much activity as we normally do.
And I don't know why,